us to wait for other people to join. So let me get into the thing. So can I know which part of the world you are joining in from? Which part of the city you are joining in from? Anishman is like pretty much want to talk about the GitHub profile. Definitely, we will jump into it. So let's have some introduction. It's been a long, like, I know that we've been occupied with Hacktoberfest and all other things. So it's time to review your profile, what you have been done in the last 1 month of time period, and what how exactly you can personalize your profile and make it sound better, so you can get some potential opportunity out there, right? So we do have people from Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh, Mumbai, Delhi, um, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Chennai, which we covered most of the south and mid India. I'm just looking at somebody is from Delhi or eastern side of India, so that would be much more. Yeah, it's there. I'm not bad. Okay. Oh, we do have people from Canada as well. Pretty much happy to see you. Delhi, wow, NCR, awesome. So we do have people from a lot of places over here. That's pretty good. Okay. All right. All right. So this is good. So yeah, let's keep coming in. All right. So I'm happy that we have people from different part of the places over here, and that's all about being a community like this. And it's not always about being top one in the leaderboard. So you try to learn from each other. So that's why the networking is important, and that's why I am planning a sessions like this. So this would be a series of sections, so you can improvise what you have done. So some of you might be a very good developer, but if you don't know how to personal brand yourself on your GitHub or on your LinkedIn profile, you're missing out a lot of chances over there. So I'm going to help you with that. So let me get started. So how it's going to be something like, I want to discuss you about the what happened in the GitHub universe and some new tools coming up. Then I will take 10-15 minutes to go through a few of your profile. I know that I can't go through all of your profile at the moment, but at the moment I will be taking 5 GitHub profile review. Then I will jump into my next topic. Then again in the during the break time, I will take another 5 profile review, and I will make sure that I review all your profile. I will be forwarding you a link, and we will do have a social connect, so where we connect with each other. So yeah, so let's get started with the LinkedIn. So let me know how many of you watched the LinkedIn Universe 2024. Can I see a yes in the comment box? Have you watched it? Right. Just waiting for comments to pop up right now. All right, I can see some +1 over here. Okay, it's popping up. Good, good, good. All right. Was it scary for you guys? I'm going to show you some beta tools which I'm trying out right now, which is really, really crazy that you don't really have to code anymore. And yeah, there is like a lot of updates coming up from the GitHub side, so which is pretty crazy. Let me go into my profile over here. All right, and if you have not watched it, this would be pretty much a bit of summary about what really happened on the GitHub universe. So this would be great for you to understand what is GitHub universe and what is this program is all about. Okay, let me get started. So almost like 8 minutes of talking about some introduction. So GitHub universe is like an annual event by GitHub. So they do every October. Last week of October, they do this event, and f- same like Google I/O. If you have the communities like GDG or something, you get special invite to attend the session. For example, if you are GitHub Campus Expert, you will be getting invited officially from GitHub to attend the session in California, which is in US. So, and this universe section, they will be talking about a lot of things like what are the new tools coming up. For example, this is like one of the world's fair of software, right? So, in the GitHub Universe started in 10 years back. So this was the 10th anniversary of GitHub Universe. So let me tell you what exactly happened in each year of GitHub Universe. For example, in 2015, so they launched a GitHub support UBIC 2FA factor. So that's a key that you connect with your laptop and which automatically authenticate rather than the traditional 2FA authentication. Now, in the year of 2016, this is a time where GitHub introduced GitHub projects. So let me show you how GitHub projects looks like. I just don't want to show you just the slides and make you bored of things. So I'm showing you a demo about what is GitHub project is all about. So now you might have seen like a lot of updates been happening on the website. So this is backend. So this is how we manage a real-time project. So what I do is like as a senior program manager, we have a couple of people working under me, and we do create an issues like this, and we do have a discussion. Then we prioritize and we convert that into issues. Then we do assigns each label. For example, this particular issue is added to this many people, so this many people will be working. Now project is something like a dashboard like this. It's like basically like a Kanban dashboard. um yeah, so it's basically like a Kanban dashboard. So here I will be able to track what was the thing really happened, what's going on, what all things has been completed in the 1 month of program. So you can see that there is like 62 issues has been completed in the last 1 month of program, and there are some couple of future updates been supposed to be happen, which is on the backlog. So which we will be eventually find some time and push it to the people. And over here you will be able to see very much brief information about who in the team is working more, and who what really happening, and how many whether people are really working or not, and who is the top people working, and we can reward them. I do sponsor people internally who do work pretty much well as well. So this is what a brief idea about what is GitHub project is all about. Now in 2017, they launched dependency graph. So this is basically one of the feature which I just showed you right now. For example, this insight thing. So over here you can create a couple of chart which can analyze how well you're doing your repositories and all these stuffs, right? So this was the main thing which happened in the 2017. And in 2018 they launched something called GitHub Actions. For example, you might have noticed like few of the repository which you are currently working on, when you go and comment over there will be automatically an actions being created, right? So this is done with the help of GitHub Actions. So you can, if you are a project admin or if you have your own repositories, there is like a lot of things you can done with GitHub Actions. For example, this is what it looks like. For example, when somebody comes into my profile and they comment, okay, I would like to work on this particular issue, then I created a GitHub Actions. So here they will be able to I can guide them. So I don't have to be physically present over there. um Few people say that I'm not audible. Am I? Let me know if I'm audible or not. Okay. So few people, so I don't have to be physically present over here. So I do have complete everything can be automated. So even the labels can be automatically assigned. And even I can assign this person automatically as well. So I didn't do this because I just want to manually verify whether the issue is everything fine or not. All right, thank you for the confirmation. All right, let's get back to into it. So this is what called GitHub Actions. Even GitHub Actions can merge your pull request automatically, and they can do a lot of things. So when you go to the actions, you can see a lot of things. And now GitHub has launched GitHub Action certification as well, which you can literally work on it. So you can see how many things I have been completely automated on my repository. So I do manage 3 personal projects on the particular repository. So all things can be done smoothly because I do automate everything in the GitHub repository. So I don't have to spend my time on simple things like, okay, assigning the labels, or sometimes you forget to assign the labels. And I do get a lot of issues on the GitHub discussion saying that, okay, project admin is not assigned the label. So if you are one of the project admin watching this video, make sure that copy the code from here. It's very easy. Just copy the code from here and just paste it in your repository. It's gonna work like charm. All right. So let's see in 2019. So they launched a GitHub mobile application. So most of the issues or discussions you can manage through the mobile. Now I would like to know, what do you think GitHub has launched in 2020? Can I see what you think that GitHub might have launched in 2020? Don't worry about the sending the GitHub ID right now. I will just take you into that thing. All right, I'm just waiting for the comments. Like, what do you guys think? Like, what might have GitHub launched in 2020? Okay, there might be AI. Some says don't know. All right. So in 2020, they launched something called Code Spaces, which is basically way too amazing thing. So um, you can manage your entire repository on the GitHub Code Space. So maybe I can just show you a demo how it works. For example, this is your GitHub repository, and this is your special README profile, right? So most of the people, what they do is like they click on this edit button and they try to edit it. For example, let me go over here. All right. So again, this is not an exact demonstration about the code space. Code space will take some time to launch, but I'm just showing you how exactly you can work. So basically, when you work, you clone this repository into your personal local system, and you use some IDs like Visual Studio Code or something like that. So what you can do is like you can click on this .com and just replace it with dev. So it's something like GitHub dev, your repository name. You just replace the .com with the dev and you click on enter. So what really happens is like it opens a web editor over there. Again, this is not a proper code space working demonstration. I'm just showing you, this is one of the part they have launched in 2020. So when you open over here in your browser without any cloning, you have the entire repository right over there. So just give a permission. So it will open the repository over here and you can edit your profile just like that. And once you edit, it's just the Visual Studio Code. You just commit it over here. For example, let me add some dot over here. All you need to do is like add a dot. You click on this. That's it. You done the changes. You don't have to go through the all the command line cloning thing. So you know where exactly the GitHub was heading to. They are trying to make the redundant task much more easier. Now the question is like what they might have launched in 2021. So this is crazy. Yeah. So this is crazy. Like this is the time where the AI era really begin. So in 2020 they have launched Copilot. So there is like a lot of people talking about the Copilot over here. So they have launched in 2021, and I mean I personally got to know about, okay, GitHub is launching Copilot in the year of 2022. That's where I just tried my first time GitHub Copilot, but it was not that great. Now so now GitHub has launched the GitHub Copilot. So that time it was like way too naive app, so they couldn't do much of the things. All right. So in 2022, they made the Decky first appearance. Again, this is like the entire different stream over there. So yeah, as you can see that no need to code anymore. And I'm going to show you the live thing about what is Copilot Workspace. I didn't get the live version, but I will show you how to join the waitlist and get all this new update. All right. So there have been a lot of updates, and GitHub, they launched GitHub Copilot on the workspace. So this is how it looks like. Maybe after this, I will be sharing you. And in 2024, it was all about AI. It was all about how they are changing the world to code. For example, now your grandma can code without knowing any coding thing, without knowing any libraries, without knowing any Python language. Anyone can code. All you need to know is like a basic English. Again, you don't have to know the English as well. You can type in your own native language and GitHub will do it. So let me show you a demo about what the feature which I'm trying in the beta. I'm not sure this is publicly available at the moment. Let me go to this particular profile. Um, okay, this one is not enabled for. Again, GitHub Copilot is free for students. I will tell you how exactly you can get it. So by when we reach 25 minutes, I will just stop it for some time. Then I will start your profile review. I just want to give you a heads up. So now I'm trying a new feature called GitHub Copilot inside your platform over here. So now I have the particular repository over here. Now you can see GitHub Copilot over here, right? And there is one more Copilot chat with Copilot option over here. So once you click over here, what I did is like I already registered this particular repository in the Copilot. Again, there is no brainstorming is needed. You just need to add your repository. Now what I can do is like if I'm going to a new repository or any random repository, I can just ask GitHub Copilot, what does this repository do? Right. So now it says that okay, this is the what is this repository is all about, um, and you can just ask some questions like, is there any README file? So GitHub will definitely go through each of the files and okay. So some of the queries are like very restricted, but again, you can talk about a few of the things. For example, you can go to somebody's pull request over here. Again, this is in the beta version. If you want to get it, I would suggest um, to get the GitHub Copilot first. Once you get it, you can go to your settings. You can click over here, feature preview, and you can enable Copilot for Workplace. So this is what it looks like. Now you can go into um, you can enable this one and you can explore this particular feature, right? So for example, I can go to any one of the repositories over here, any one of the pull requests. Now I have the particular Copilot. Again, this person doesn't put any description, right? So I can ask what is this pull request. I hope it gives me the reply. Again, this is in the beta stage. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So that's why we call it beta, right? Let me minimize this one. All right. Sometimes it takes some time to understand what is that coding is all about, but eventually it will answer your questions. So today morning we were having some issues on the GSOC leaderboard, and it was like the build was failing, and I want to launch a new program, new campaign. So all I did is like and ask the GitHub Copilot why the build is failing, and it told me like, okay, um, you missed to close the img tag, and that was a stupid mistake which I did. And finding that solution became very easy. If it was not there, I might be looking for some very crazy level like deployment issues or something like that, rather than looking for a missing tag, right? So you can see that this pull request is all about this one. And even you can go into inside each of the pull requests and you can ask Copilot, um, is there any alternative way that I can do it, or is there any better way I can do it? So this is all about how to get the GitHub Copilot, and this is all about what really happened in the GitHub universe. And I'm going to show you a couple of things as well. So they have told few of things like, so number of the public generative AI projects on GitHub has been a crazy amount right now, 98%. So if you are a student or if you are a developer, make sure that you get into the track of generative AI and you familiarize yourself with GitHub Copilot. Don't just stay away thinking that okay, this is like a priced one, or it is something which I don't need to know because I'm a very good developer. No, you need this. So if you need this, it's going to be make your lives much more easy. You can focus on what's really important. So don't just be afraid to adopt the GitHub Copilot. Now you can see Python officially. Any Python fans over here? So you can see the Python officially overtook the JavaScript. So now Python is the official popular language on the GitHub. So before it was JavaScript. So no more fighting between JavaScript and Python. All right, I can see some Python fans over here. That's really good. Okay, awesome. So before jumping into some crazy stuff, I want to give you a perspective about where exactly GitHub is heading into. For in the phase one of GitHub is something like AI infused. For example, in 2021, they tried to launch the GitHub Copilot. Now, in the second phase, it was something like conversational coding, right? So basically, like you tell something onto the coding chat and you have a companion where you can talk to and you can get the coding ideas and do it. And in the third stage is something called multi-modal functionalities, right? So where they implemented some models, and I'm not sure anybody know about GitHub models. And don't worry about the slides. I will be sharing you a link where you will be having the entire slides and everything, and all the links which I'm talking about. So don't just worry about what I'm gathering the links and slides from the particular session. So try to focus. So multimodal functionality is something new with the GitHub. For example, if you go into, if you search GitHub, again this is in the bit, oh, this they made publicly available right now. So this is something called GitHub models over here. So this will help you to, okay, where is the main website? So GitHub models is one of the thing. So this will help you to, code much more efficient and deploy your own models and everything. So this is okay, I think I forgot the direct link to it. All right, let me jump into it. So this is how it looks like. If you can just search github.com marketplace code models, you have complete models over here, and you can choose some random model. For example, let me choose OpenAI ChatGPT 4o. Then you can see that, click on playground. Now you can click on even compare, for example, or click on the compare model, and you can choose another different model over here, right? Now you can ask something, uh, give me a code for um, chess game, right? So now these models are different. For example, let me change this into Microsoft. So now when you search over here, you get prompts in two different screen, and you can choose the best prompt out of it, and you can choose the best game. And this similar way you can do a lot of testing. So yeah, so if you are something wanted to build something, so this is a great place to get started. Tell them to make a plan, choose between the models, which one is the best plan for you or not. So again, don't worry about the link, I will be sharing you the link later. Yes, you can watch it later. All right. So this is something about GitHub models which I want to share you. This is something crazy which you need to try it out, right? Now that's called multi-modal functionality over here. So now in the phase two, which we are currently right now, so this is all about, it's no more AI infused, it's more about AI native, right? And they try to launch AI agents, and there is like multi-modal choice, which I literally shown you right now. So now it's not just one model, we have different models available on the GitHub um, platform right now. So let me open my Visual Studio Code meanwhile. All right, and few more updates is something like GitHub Copilot do support O1 preview and O1 mini, and they do support Gemini 1.5 Pro, and they do support different workflows, and you can code in your native language. For example, my native language is Malayalam, so I can just type the Malayalam over here, and GitHub do understand it, right? And they do help in multi-file editing right now. So I will show you a demo about how looks like. So meanwhile, how many of you want to get the GitHub Copilot for free now? How many want to get the GitHub Copilot for free? Can I say some yes in the comment box? Because at the moment GitHub Copilot is like priced, you have to pay $10 per month to get it, and if you are an organization, then you have to pay $39 per month to get it for you. But if you are a student, or if you are a teacher, or if you are a staff of any university, you will definitely get that for free, right? All right, I see some engagement over here which make me feel like I should definitely share. So the first thing which you need to do is like GitHub student developer pack. Go over here, click on GitHub Student Developer Pack, and click on sign up for GitHub Student Developer Pack. Now you can see if you are a student developer pack, sorry, if you are a student developer approved, you get GitHub Copilot, um, then GitHub Foundation certification. This is another topic which I want to share with you guys later. You get this certification. I took the certification for 140 USD. So this is free for students right now, and you do get some other tools like what I can say, GitHub Pages, Interview Cake, and some creative tools like Visual Studio Code Pro, and some data science things like GitHub Code Spaces, SQL Gate, and subscription to different like StreamYard, which is exactly which I'm hosting right now. So you have no limit on the StreamYard, and you get ec- free domains as well. So this is like a list of lot of list, right? And you get a peek view of what is GitHub Campus Expert is all about. So again, if you want to apply for GitHub Campus Expert, applying for GitHub Student Developer Pack is the first procedure. So all you need to do is like click on this one. I'll be sharing the link right over here. Again, don't worry about the link. I will just share you a documentation completely later through the email. So once you click on the student over here, there are some couple of things which you need to check. All you need to do is like upload your current education details, and in a day they will be approving your thing. Just make sure that the end date, the dates are visible in your particular academic transcript or your admission details. So this is what they look for, and once you get into it, you get free GitHub Pro as well. And this is something amazing. For example, who else don't want GitHub Pro? With GitHub Pro you can do a lot of things, and you get this particular badge appearing in your profile if you are a pro. And with pro you can do a lot of GitHub actions and a lot of other things. So this is something good, right? Awesome. So that's what I want to share you. So once you get this, you get the GitHub Copilot and all other things for free. And again, don't worry about how I have made already a detailed video on how to do it, because this is a live session and there is some limitation at the point where I can't share everything at the moment. And we have a lot of things of good things to go, right? So I think I should stop at the moment right here and take some few of your profiles, and I will do the review. So then we will come back to this after 10 minutes. All right. So I would like you to share your GitHub profile links. It would be better if it is in the link form, so I can just click over there and I can just talk about it. Right. So meanwhile, you share your GitHub profile links in the comment box. I will just have a peek view about my profile, and you can see what all things which you need to be considered when you do your profile. So this is my profile link. And again, as I told you, you might be a good developer, you might have a lot of streaks over here, you might have this particular graph beautifully appearing over here, you might have a lot of badges. So the purpose of GitHub profile is something like you should be able to personal brand yourself. For example, if somebody comes to your profile, definitely a picture, I would say that my picture is not that influential, but something, a picture which definitely sounds you like, okay, you are some influential person or something like that. Or then you put something like a hook where people can come and click on your profile and see what you are all about, rather than just showing your contribution list. So many people do what, for example, listing your contribution just like this is fine, but there is a like limit. People never don't want to see your numbers. Maybe you might be like, I'm a number guy, so I love to see, to track my coding thing and see how it is looks like and everything. But for other people, they come to your profile to understand who you are. And if you can make it, you know, Ajay, don't spam on the uh, comment box, because that's not going to help you. Because I'm going to select it very randomly. If it is like spamming like this, I won't be able to help you. All right. So the thing is like when they come to your profile, they need to know who you are. For example, if somebody comes to my profile, I put a hook over here which is like a Google feature. Now they might be curious like what exactly this guy did with Google. So they click over here and it redirects to the Google page where I did something with the Google crowdsource thing. I built a community, so I was talking about this thing, and all of these things are tracked. So I use this particular tool called switchy.io, so where I do get some complete information whether the people are coming here or clicking on this particular links or not. And trust me, I get most of the traffic to my blogs, to my websites, and to my LinkedIn profile from here, because I can just go and simply see over here where the people are coming from. So you might can see some stats over here, right? So this is from the experience. So people do come and learn more about you over here. So this is something which you need to focus on. What is the first thing you want other people to know about you, or something like that? So that would be something great, right? And the few things is like, if you have written some articles, it can be in the LinkedIn or something, put it over here. People know that okay, you have some passion to write or something. So so when company hires you, what they look at is something like, do you have skills apart from just being a coding, right? So they just want to see whether you have some technical writing skills. They want to see what else interesting projects you're contributing to, or something like that, right? So that will definitely help you. And of course, these streaks are not important. I don't want you to do 365 days of coding or something, but this particular activity graph, so you can enable it by clicking on contribution setting and click on activity overview, right? So this particular graph shows a lot about you. For example, at the moment, if I select some of the people over here, you will be seeing a different graph, right? So right now, what the graph says is like, I could be a maintainer, I could be a project admin of something, because my code review part is higher than the pull request and commits and creating an issues. So I'm mostly like a developer who is managing some coding things, something like that, right? So now, so this is a very basic thing where you can show off your profile and do a personal branding. So now let me show you a sample page. So I have this small project in the particular GitHub discussion, GitHub GSO contribution, that I just listing up profiles of different people. Just give me sorry about that. So you can see different people's profile appearing over here. So what I do is like, whoever comment over here, I will automatically add their profile over here, irrespective of how big it is or how small it is. So people can come here and click on compare their profiles and see how much. For example, I can compare this with my other program manager and see where me and him is currently ranking in terms of followers or followings, or in terms of contribution. So it's something like a very simple side project. So by saying that, what I will be doing at the moment is something like, I want you guys to get connected with each other. So now you might have different people's LinkedIn ID in the comment box. Once the live session is got over, try to connect with each other. So this basically works like how the LinkedIn algorithm works. So I'm just giving you thing over here. So once you try to follow people, for example, once you click on the follow button over here, um, every time when you go to your home page, what really okay, what really happens over here is something like, I could see other people's contribution. For example, MD Asfar is one of the project admin. Now I see that okay, he been into something, and I get some suggestion about good people who do some contribution, and I can even literally star people's and show some love by starring other people's repositories. So you get some update with a lot of people, and all the people I met and had an opportunity to talk is through this particular homepage. And I know that many people doesn't utilize this thing, but once you try to interact, you will find a lot of amazing people, and you will find a lot of amazing opportunity to contribute towards open source. For example, if you find some crazy projects over here, dockling over here, you can just literally go there and ask them, I would like to work on your Gen AI projects, right? So here, this is like a documentation about generative AI. I can literally go here and I can understand, this is pretty crazy. Look at this. So I can start their project. I I can even fork their project. So now this particular project is mine. This particular project belongs to mine, because that's the whole power of open source, right? So that's the one thing which I want you guys to do. um, Share your profile. Once the live session is over, go through the comment box, try to connect with each other on LinkedIn or GitHub. Try to increase your networking game. All right, so now what I'm going to do is, like, for the next 10 minutes I'm going to review 5 profile. And for the people who I'm not reviewing right now, I will make sure that I will share you the link where you can, and I will be reaching out to you through the GitHub or LinkedIn, through your profile review, right? So what I will be doing is, like, I will be just taking this first person. um okay, so there is a limitation over here. I need to literally type the name, Amar 01. So I'm kind of reviewing Amar's GitHub profile. Again, he has enabled the sponsorship. So what I do is, like, I just go through each of the profiles. And um, Ajay, you should stop spamming the comment box. That's not going to help you. Maybe, okay, I don't have any moderator in this comment box, so otherwise I could have kicked you out. All right, so you can see that Ajay is a contributor over here. He enabled a sponsorship, so this is pretty good. Like, yeah, if I find someone like who is really good at contributing, what I do is, like, I just directly go and sponsor them. So this is amazing way which he has done over here, and he has got couple of achievements. But what I notice is, like, he's not part of any organization, right? So that's one thing which you could change. You can get join some organization and get these badges. So I will come to that. And again, he has did some couple of things over here. So this is like a pretty much good way than how I portrayed my profile. For example, so this is what I do. For example, if you go to my GitHub profile over here, special readme profile, you could see that I have changed this 218 times. So when I don't have much of the work, I try to change my profile and try to make it much more pretty. Now, when you click on recent projects over here, I see, like, the way that Amar has made is, like, really good. So maybe I'll just star his repository over here, or maybe what I usually do is, like, I star the repository, and whenever I get time, I just try to improvise, like how the Amar did. And he has organized this is in a beautiful way as well. So this is pretty good way that you can do it. And again, there is like a GSOC badges thing which is pretty good as well. But now the game starts over here. Now, looking at his repository, what I can see is, like, okay, Amar is a contributor. He's not a moderator, or he never did any code reviews or something like that. So one suggestion for Amar would be, like, explore, create your own repository, try to add your friends, and try to work like an organization, or try to join any one of the repositories available in the GSOC program, and try to reach out the admin saying that, okay, I would like to be a maintainer once the GSOC program is over. So you can, then you, if you know everything about the project, you can start reviewing the code of other people doing or something like that. So this is something good. I really appreciate Amar for this one. And one suggestion would be, like, try to join the organization. Again, I'm not trying to promote anything, but I'm just telling you few things. You can go to my profile over here. My Once you go to my profile, okay, I'm sharing the link. I'm just telling you also you can enable this organization thing. So most of the organization which you have seen over here, there is like an auto invite thing. For example, if I join this particular organization over here, you can see the invite link over here, right? So once you click on this invite link, all you need to do is, like, okay, all you need to do is, like, add your GitHub username. So you get an automatic invitation to your email, and you will be part of this particular repository. So what you need to do, one more thing, you need to click on the people. Once you join the organization, search by your name. By default it would be, like, private. um, so you just need to make it public, right? So similar way, you you can see other repositories as well. For example, this one, you can just right click and you can see similar invite link, raise an issue to join this particular organization, right? So all works in the same way. Like you might have the invite link, join us by simply clicking over here. So these are the amazing organization I've been part of. Again, this is like an open source community. This is not like GSOC or something like that. So this is like a pretty much open source community. So you can just click over there and try to join. All right. So it's time for me to review the next profile. Um, Sorry, that name was too long. So I'll come back to that later. Let me go to Kritik Raj. All right. Same thing. I would suggest you to enable the sponsor button because we never knew that who is going to sponsor, right? And as you can see, he's been part of a couple of organizations, which is pretty good as well. And I would suggest you to enable the GitHub Pro, apply for GitHub Student Developer Pack, and enable the developer badge as well. So, for example, you might see that highlights over here. So the highlights happens in couple of reasons. For example, let me go and show you what all GitHub do provide. For example, GitHub has this achievements link. For example, Starstruck, Quick Draw, Pair Extraordinate, Pull Shark, Galaxy Brain. These are all the badges you can earn at the moment. So once you earn the badges, you will be able to see it over here. For example, once you answer all the discussions, you get the golden badges. So this has complete list of information regarding how many times you need to do answer it. You have to do 1024 pull requests to get gold badge. If you look into my profile at the moment, I do only have cross 3, which is like something around plus 100, right? So that's a long way to get that badge. And again, if you get sponsored or if you sponsor someone, you get this particular badge. And even you can set your color tone of your badge as well, right? Now, what I was talking about is like over here, in Kriti Raj session, this particular highlight is missing. So GitHub do provide you couple of highlight badges. So one thing is like once you become a GitHub Pro. Now I already told you how you can get GitHub Pro, right? So you can apply for the GitHub Student Developer Pack and get the GitHub Pro. Then another thing is like developer programming member. So this is the easiest way. So what you need to do is like um, go to settings, and on the bottom there is something called developer settings. I think if you are the first timer, there will be some other options over here. All you need to do is like provide some link uh, to a website or your portfolio page, or your name. That's it. All you need to do. Once you did that, you will be able to see. Just 1 minute. You will be able to see this particular developer badge appearing, developer program member appearing on your profile. Again, this is not a mandatory thing. So if you feel like if you want to make your profile stand out, getting some badges like this, that would be really beneficial. And again, if you've been part of GitHub Campus Expert during the time period, for example, you be Campus Expert for 1 year. So during that time period, you get this particular highlight badges. So people who comes to your profile, they get to know, okay, you've been part of this particular thing. And again, GitHub has this thing called bug bounty hunter. So if you find any security issues in GitHub and you submit the vulnerability over here, I'm sharing the link over here. Again, don't worry about this link. I will be sharing with you later. So chill about it. So if you find any bugs in the GitHub security, you can apply for this. Once the reward is accepted, they do pay you a lot, first of all. And if there is any cybersecurity people watching this, choose this opportunity. They start from $30 to 1,500 from the basic, then critical, then high critical. It will end up to $10,000 or $20,000. And once your thing is accepted, you will be able to see bug bounty hunter uh, on your GitHub profile for lifetime. So that's going to be good. I can see some nice comments over here. So that's something crazy. So same goes for security advice. And few of the badges was like not earnable at the moment. For example, the badge like the Arctic Code Vault contributor. So this is something like in 2021, GitHub tried to store all the code base in Antarctica. So I provided one of my repository that during that time. So that's why I got the badges. Similarly, there was something called Mars. So they sent all the code to Mars rover. So whoever contributed to that particular project is will be getting this particular badge. So at the moment, you won't get this particular badge, but stay tuned with the community to get know about these badges and new badges. So you can get, for example, now if somebody comes to my profile, okay, even if they try now, they won't be able to get this particular badge. So that's something like I can show off for time being. That's the thing. Now when you scroll down, these are the few things which they have introduced recently, which is like GitHub Foundation. And again, I will be sharing you the link like how to take this certification and all the things. But again, this is like a series of certification. You can't take GitHub Actions without you taking GitHub Foundation, and all the certification is something around 100 to 140 dollars. They might increase the price in the future. I completed GitHub Foundation and GitHub Copilot. Then I'm currently on GitHub Actions thing. Again, this is like an invigilated exam. There will be like invigilator around you to watch and monitor how you give the exams at the moment. All right, so the old talk went to that area because I didn't find the highlight on his profile, right? So the thing is like your profile looks basic. So you need to add more about where do you want people to take you. For example, you can add, okay, you already added your LinkedIn and everything, which is good, but again you can share your few of the repositories which you want to highlight, because people never go onto your repositories and find, oh, which is a good project which you did. This is like too much for some people to go and literally understand what is your profile is all about or something, and only try to pin two or three main projects which you want to talk about. Again, as you can see, the graph is towards commits. So the suggestion should be something like, talk to your project admin whether you would like to be a maintainer for the particular project, and you will be doing the code reviews right after the gsoc is over. All right, so it's time for the next profile. Let me get it over here. And we all know that there is like a time limitations over here, so I can't review everyone's profile, but I will make sure that after this session got over, I will definitely come to you and I will do the review from the comment box. So don't feel free to drop your GitHub ID irrespective of what happened in the live session right now. Again, his profile is something good. Maybe I would definitely bookmark this one because this is something good, something different, right? So the beauty part of the thing is like there is no perfect profile, and there is no rule like, okay, your profile should be looking this much to get a job or something like that. It's something like the place where you do personal branding, right? So this is something good. Maybe I would adopt few of the things. Like I like the way that he put this particular portrait. um, and he's been part of developer program member, which is pretty good. And he tried to get all the badges, so he kind of optimized his profile. So one thing would be something like, this one could be pretty much precise in terms like, what are you like, what you're currently working on, something like that. So that's what something I look for example. Let me go to few people I sponsored over here. Maybe this one. So something, people do something like this, a single line, or if you want to make it something more, if you want to make something more thing, like you can say that, okay, you've been a member of this particular organization, you live in France, and you are a speaker trainer, something very simple. So rather than making it more lengthy word, so this is not a place where we can put a very lengthy sentence. So try to be very short, because people never read, people don't want to read these days. So it's a good idea that you put in a very graphical way so people go and scroll it. And even I like this particular thing, how you portrait it. But again, now it feels like too much. So you can either hide it. For example, if you go to my profile, what I did is like I put it in a detail tag. So if people want to know about what all certification which I took, and if they are really impressed by all these things, and they can click over here, so this kind of expands for you. So this gives you a complete list of certification which I have did, and what are technology which I working on. And still, if people want to see my recent activity, they can click over here and read more about it. So the main idea is something like they come to your profile, they do one scrolling, make sure that they reach this particular streak page, because they don't want to endless doom scrolling in your profile. Because they might, again, the purpose of your profile is something like show them, okay, you are doing something great, or show them what you're currently working on, and redirect them to your current project or something. So now this is too much scrolling, and people never read all your information. This might be important for you, but not for the people who comes to your profile. So you can keep it, but maybe try to hide it or something. Again, this is my suggestion. And this is like a good way that he portrayed the Hacktoberfest badges. So that's something good. Now, oh my god, this is crazy. So again, uh there is no rule like you have to be, oh my god, this developer, he's been contributing for like every day in a year. So that's something which I couldn't even do. Again, this is not that important. To be honest, this no one looks like your particular graph, but people do see that, okay, whether you are active or not, they just have a glimpse. So even if you have this many contribution, it's fine. But all they do is like they look for your particular contribution graph which is missing on your profile. So you can enable it by clicking on the activity overview, right? So here, once you click over here, it will show you what kind of developer you are. Now if you have this many streaks and your profile is like looking like a contributor thing, that not really adding value into your profile. So that's what usually people decide what to go with. All right, now it's time for next profile over here, AK0283. So once this is done, we will go back to the presentation. I know that it's already past 55 minutes. Abhay, feel like you should add a profile photo because people tend to look at the profile photos. Try to connect and interact with a lot of people. Wherever you find like a good developer, try to follow them. That's what I do. For example, I go to the GitHub universe, or I go to some events and I try to get their GitHub ID, um, or LinkedIn ID. I try to connect with them. So this is what I do. For example, if I find some interesting project, I try to see whoever worked on that particular contribution to that project. I try to connect or try to follow each people. So that's how I build the network. As I told you, all this organization highlight thing you should also focus on. Um, Again, there could be a lot of things can be made better. As I told you before in the last profile, there is like a lot of doom scrolling been happening. You have to be pretty much precise and concise on how you are portraying your achievements, and you have to be very much clear on where exactly you want to take people into it, right? So this is something, um I want you guys to do it. All right, so now what I will be doing is like we are going to the next stage of the development, or next stage of the discussion. So what I will be doing is, oh, my profile is over here. I just created a new repository. So I'll just give you 5 minutes. So I'm just sharing over here in the comment box. I'll just give you 5 minutes. What I need you people to do is like, go. So for example, when you feel see some repository, what you need to do is like just go and star their repository. So once you star it, what happens is like you just search GitHub bar stars. You will be able to see all the profiles you have been, all the repositories you've been start. For example, in this particular live session, I start this generative AI documentation, right? Start it over here. So now you will be able to see complete list of projects you have been start. So you don't have to bookmark your particular profile or something. So this is an easy way to do it. For example, when I star it, it would appear in my star list. Let me see whether it's appearing. See, it's appearing. Now all you need to do is like github.com bar stars. It will eventually appear over here. So all the repository which you have been starred. And whenever you get time, you can go back there and you can you know see what update has been done to that particular repository. So what I'll be doing is like I will be giving you 1 minute to start the repository, because this has complete links and resources which I'm going to discuss, or which I'm going to discuss in this particular session. And maybe because of time limit, I may not able to cover a lot of things. But again, we are going to discuss all of few of the things at the moment, and I will be sharing more links um, to share over here. For example, there is something called skills.github.com. This is the easiest funny way that you can learn GitHub, and this starts from GitHub introduction to very to advanced, including code scanning, GitHub actions, and everything. So this is like an automatic bot which is called Mona. So Mona will be helping you to track your journey. So this is like not like theory based learning. There is nothing like a slides tutorials. So you do in a real time, and they will teach you in the real time. And there is like a GitHub actions bot over there. So this will really help you to learn. So what I need to do is like take some time and start the particular repository. So I know that how many people has been really started. I shared you the link over here. So let me refresh it. So I can only see 12 people has taken the action. Right. Okay. I'm just giving you 1 more minute to do the starting. Then we will just dive back into our presentation. Then again, I will review few of your profiles. All right. Let me refresh it again and see. Mm, okay, that's not enough at the moment. All right. Awesome. It's time for to start it again. All right. Let me share this thing. All right. So let me get started again with where we stopped. So I hope you guys start this particular repository. So what you need to do is like click on GitHub stars. In the similar words, if you type github.com/bar pulls, you get all your pull requests, and you will be able to see how many pull requests you have been closed so far. Is there any pull request you have been mentioned, or is there any pull request you have been requested for reviews? Right. So this is a very easy way that you can manage rather than going into your notification. Awesome. All right. Let me get started with the where we stop. This is called GitHub Copilot. So now they do support native language. Now it will also help you to do edit your multiple files. So initially, so okay, so how this is thing working is something like once you register for the GitHub Student Developer Pack, you will be getting your GitHub. You will be getting your GitHub Copilot. Now you can enable this extension on Visual Studio Code or any other tool which you're using. All you need to do is like you just need to type GitHub Copilot. So they have two types: GitHub Copilot and GitHub Copilot Chat. So GitHub Copilot Chat, how does it work? Is something like GitHub. Oh, I think they have changed it. So now over here, if you click over here, so there is something called GitHub Copilot Chat available, right? So this will open the GitHub Copilot Chat. So now I can clear the thing. Now I can ask um, how to add visitor count to my readme.md. Right. So I'm asking the question. So GitHub knows that, okay, which repository I'm working on. So now I don't have to copy paste this particular code. For example, initially now I used to do is like I used to copy paste the code into ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to do some provide some information. But the problem with the ChatGPT is like they don't know what all files I have, because they ChatGPT only give me answers based on what I have copied and pasted in the profile. And pasting all these pictures and everything, that is going to be very time consuming, and that's not a right approach. So now GitHub Copilot knows what is my entire workspace is all about, and it suggests me the code. And all I need to do is like click over here. This will add the code over here. So this is something crazy. And more crazy is something like you can just put a comment hash. um, you can see a ghost text is appearing over here. Add a visitor count. I don't know whether I enabled it. So either you can highlight this, you can click, see this icon over here. So it will ask you modifying using GitHub Copilot. So once you click over it, again, there is like a GitHub Copilot will help you to create a code for you. Or you can just right click and you can ask, explain this particular code or fix this or generate a text test scenarios. For example, if I click over here and click on explain this, it will eventually explain me the code. Again, I don't have to copy paste anything. And again, if you want to generate a docs for this, you can even generate a doc for it. Now similar way, it also support in terminal. If you type, I hope the command is um, let me search over here, what is the command for terminal GitHub Copilot, then I can provide a sample, this one. GH Copilot, you can search what is Node.js. I hope that's the correct query which I need to have. I can ask fix this. Okay, I think I forgot the thing. So basically the thing is like it will also help you to answer over here in the terminal itself. So that's some good part of these things. And here you can edit multiple files at a time right now. And you can also do Google search and all the things been happening at the moment right in front of you. And over here you have different versions of GitHub Copilot right now. You can use Claude, you can use ChatGPT 4.1 or O1 mini, and you can use Gemini. So the options are unlimited, and you can use your voice to create the text and everything. So that's something cool about what is this multi-file editing. And this is where the GitHub is heading to. They are heading to a place where people don't have to do the redundant task anymore. And they have also introduced GitHub Copilot extension, which is again you can create your own chat extensions. If you don't have a GitHub Copilot access, you can create your own chat extensions and you can sell that into your different companies as well. All right. Yeah, these are the few things which they have been introduced, and they do support on Apple S Code right now. And they, as I told you, they have launched the GitHub models, and this is how it looks like. And they introduced something called GitHub Copilot Workspace. So again, the entire process is pretty much automated, so they don't need any people at the moment right now. So Workspace is only for enterprises right now. GitHub Copilot is paid one, but if you are a student, you can get it for free. All right, so this is like a peek view of the workspace. Now, for example, if you want to get it, you can apply for the beta version waitlist right now, and you will get it. Now, this is an amazing Spark. This is a new tool coming from the GitHub, which is called GitHub Spark. So this will help you to create any apps or any games or any website, just typing what it is. For example, you can just create a podcast timer app just by typing, I want to create a podcast timer app. And you just need to choose from which podcast app timer you need to go live with. And you can go back, you can edit it. So what I will be doing is like if you search GitHub Spark, you can see something called GitHub Next. So GitHub Next is a platform where they launch the updating thing. So this is currently on technical preview. So you can click over the technical preview over here. I'll be sharing you the link in the comment box at the moment. So you can see that I'm currently joined the waitlist. So this will help you to get ahead of the people and try this particular application. So I do suggest you to go and join the waitlist the moment it's available for the beta version, or maybe before the beta version. You may be lucky to get this particular software and you will be able to try it out. So this is something interesting, even I'm waiting for to try it on hands on. So this is what they were saying, that okay, now your grandma can go code as well. So that's going to be a very tough competition. And now, as I told you, GitHub Copilot can do pull request. They can automate summarize thing. You just need to add Copilot walkthrough, Copilot summary. This only works if the particular project has GitHub Copilot Enterprise version. And again, this is when GitHub was started. It was very easy. Create a branch, create a commit, pull request. Now the current flow is something like this: ideate, review, validation, a lot of AI stuff. You can see that GitHub is picturizing the GitHub Copilot AI icon over here, which means that this is like a center of GitHub flow at the moment right now. All right. So by saying that, GitHub also do have some paid version, but along with the paid version, they do provide a lot of features for free. For example, GitHub Actions is free for 2000 minutes, so that you can do a lot of steps with that. So by saying that, it's time for next few profile reviews. So let me pick some random profile from here. All right. So I got some profile over here. Again, picking up this profile is very random, so don't mind. Kushi Mahato. All right. So the first thing is like, it's better if you can put a profile photo. And it's good that you joined the developer organization. But the organization tab is missing. That would be a great way that okay, to show the companies or the interviewer that okay, you've been already part of some organization, um, and you've been working. I love these small cat emojis, which is like pretty good. It doesn't have to be technical every time, so you don't have to go pretty much technical every time, showcasing your talent and everything. Because when you go to my profile, it may sound like too technical, but people love to see sometimes funny stuff on your GitHub profile as well. So this is a way that you can customize, and there is like n number of ways that you can do it. So I love this particular part. Um, but again, the scrolling length is bit high, so you forgot to summarize who you are and what you want, and what people if for example, if a person like me come to your profile, do you have any specific link, or you are a specific traffic channel which you need to migrate them, for example your blogs, your LinkedIn IDs, or any post which you have written, to know more about you, what you did, or any projects which I can literally click and see what's release all about, right? So I as a person, like as a third person who's coming to your profile, this particular graph doesn't matter, because they don't want to know how frequent you are, which language you are using. They want to know your current work, so try to showcase that thing first. And this badges thing is good at the moment, but I do recommend like eventually take this professional certification like GitHub Foundation, which is free for students, and try to replace each badge one by one. Postman badge is really good, so similarly try to replace the badges, right? So this is the one thing. And you enable this activity graph. This is good. You are not just a contributor, so you do raise you do raise some pull requests in some other repositories as well, which is pretty good. So now I do have one updates on GSOC. So if you go to GSOC page, you might see something new called Hack Web3 Conference. Now we have launched this Hack Web3 conference, so you can contribute and get around 500 points additional apart from the Postman challenge. So this is a new challenge. It's way too easy to get. Maybe in 15 minutes you can get 500 points. So I have already triggered an email for this. So I hope everyone has received it. So what you need to do is like you just need to submit an idea. Um, Maybe it can be your personal projects, side projects, or it can be even your assignments. Just submit your project and upload a screenshot like this. We will once we merge the particular PR, you will get 500 points. So this is how it works, and there is like a video over here, and you can click on this register link to click on the register link and register for the program. and the complete documentation on how to apply is over here. So you go to the GSOC website, click on more, and hack Web3 conference. That's the easiest way to get into it. And you can see all you need to do is like do a couple of links, fill the particular form. That's it. So it's not even hard like how the Postman certification. So this is not even a certification. All you need to do is like upload your certification, and you do get a new badge like this. So this is a new badge which we have launched. And I think leaderboard I just tried with a test account. All right. So when you go over here, you can see this particular badge appearing over here, and even you can download it and you can view it. So that's how we have designed this. So you easily get 1,000 points if you contribute into um, this hack Web3 conference thing and Postman thing. So once you do that, you get almost all the badges on the GSOC as well. So that's a pretty easy way that we want to promote the open source to you, so you can get some badges and you be in the same track like how the other people are doing. All right, so it's time for next profile review. Again, I'm not taking everyone's profile over here. As I told you, it might be very time consuming. So we are already past 1 hour 15 minutes. So we want to wind up soon. So the thing is like most of the suggestions which I'm telling you, it might be very much common for everyone. So Pranay, at the moment you need to develop your profile pretty much. So you need to focus on uh, um, finding other people's profiles and try to copy it. For example, if you want to improvise it, what you can do is like you can just click on the edit button over here, and you can copy my code and you can literally paste it in your profile readme page, and you can just replace your names and current links, and you can eventually start modifying it. So that would be my suggestion for you. Now we do have Akil MG. All right, so Akil has something good profile over here. So I kind of guessed it, like what kind of developer he might be just by looking at the initial page, right? So this is like pretty much concise, pretty much easy to understand who he is, and he's a Postman student expert as well. That's pretty good. So whoever is making this, doing the certification, you can apply for the Postman student expert as well. And if your campus or university doesn't have the Postman student expert position already covered, you would be easily getting that position. And being a student Postman student expert, you can get a lot of swags. You can do a lot of community events or something like that. So this is pretty good. I Okay, he has developed a sponsorship page which is pretty amazing as well. But try to focus on more on what you are doing right now. For example, you can push some of your projects, and tech stack is already there. Maybe you can put some certifications, and you can put some blog post or any of your recent project or activities, or you can just show your views or your streaks, like how many likes you have been received or how many followers you've been having in your profile or something like that. So that's the thing. Now let me take Sanchit C05. All right. So now I can see his profile. Sanjit, I do recommend you to have a sponsorship badge over here. So that would be very easy for people to sponsor you. And again, there is like a doom scrolling happening here. Too much information. Try to hide something which is not important. Try to join the organization. Try to enable the highlights. Now, like most of my comments is getting more redundant right now because this is a usual thing which you need to be focused on and get it done. So that would be your my perspective of your thing. Now we do have Signy GK. All right. Again, sometimes you don't have to put your profile as well. So you can be creative over here. So this is pretty much fine. Again, this is you can add some of the information over here so people know that what kind of developer you are. um yeah, so this is like a pretty straightforward profile. Again, as I told you, the special readme profile is just used only for the personal branding. If a recruiter comes to your profile and they see, okay, there is something interesting going over there, they would be like hooked, and they would be like hooked to see like what's your pin repository, how active you've been on the GitHub, are you a code reviewer or something like that. So most of your questions will be based on this. And yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, promoting to you to use your profile. Now, like, we do have mtasfar over here. So he's been up. Oh, I think I missed it too. So yeah, this seems like a good project, good profile over here, right? Again, if you feel like, okay, you don't want to put your profile over here, so this is like a great representation of how you can make it available, right? And just try to make a bit more precise. Maybe you can for example, if you have an organization, you can tag your organization, or if you're currently working on any of the organization, you can mention that. And I love the way that you put this one, because it's not uh, very diverse or too much of the technical stack. um, Again, I do suggest you to make this thing into very much bullet points, so people can easily read it, because people never read. Even if you put something like this in your resume, people will never read it. They hardly take 5 seconds to go through your profile, and if they see some sentences, they ideally skip it. So that's the one thing which I need to alert you. And this particular certification part is really good. um yeah, that's something crazy, like you have a lot of certification. Again, there is like a doom scrolling happening here. Make it pretty much precise. I know that you have a lot of information. As you hit this particular certification, you can do all other things. So if people are really interested to know more about you, they will just click over here and see what you are doing. Otherwise, you will, oh my god, what is this? So yeah, I can see that you've been an active contributor. Again, you've been exploring the code review part, which is pretty good. So what I will be doing is, like, when I see that, okay, people has been really dedicated their life, or their day, every day in a year on the LinkedIn, what I tend to do is, like, I try to go to their profile, and he said the minimum dollar is like three. So maybe I know the $3 is nothing much, but what I do is, like, I just go and sponsor them. So this is like a way of showing appreciation for what they've been doing for like pretty long time on the GitHub. Again, the money, the monetization doesn't matter. Even if it is like a $1, you're getting through the open source, so that's something great thing. So that's what I see. So when one guy randomly sponsored me on the GitHub, that's all it sparked me to do more relevant to the GitHub platform and towards open source. Then now I'm here because of one guy tend to sponsor me just randomly from nowhere. So that's a good part of being in an open source. So things can be life changing. So you need to find the right people on this, right? So again, let me pull out the next slides. I'll be very quick on this one. I will finish in another 10 minutes, so don't worry about it. So I just want to give you a small introduction again. So the phase where GitHub is heading towards is Copilot. So it's all about AI. And again, adoption of AI knowledge, or adoption of what is a generative AI, is very much important in terms of you being a developer, because using the tool is something different. But if you master how to make some tools like this, or how to make some chatbot inside the GitHub Copilot or something like that, that's going to be a game changer. So you need to have a very basic idea about why there is like a rush towards this Copilot, and why GitHub was only talking about GitHub Copilot in the GitHub universe. So you can see that 1 million developers is using the GitHub Copilot, and by GitHub Copilot, 55% is faster coding. So this is what is going to be happen. This is my prediction. So now, if a company need a data engineer, like 5 data engineer to do a single project, they might need only 2 developers. What company do is like they can buy this GitHub Copilot for $36 per head for a month, and they can just replace the other 3 developers. So 2 developers can work same as 5 developers who used to be work back in days. So this is what how the AI adoption looks like. So you can decide whether you want to be the 3 people person who going to be kicked out, or you want to be a 2 people who gonna stay, who gonna understand what is GitHub Copilot and who is gonna build apps, and who is going to be more productive with the Copilot. So this Copilot adoption is all about that thing, right? Now this is where it all started. It's all started in 2020. It's all started with an open AI models. Now in 2021 mid, they started GitHub Copilot technical preview. Then in 2022 mid, they opened it for general audience. And in 2023, it's almost like a 1 year in the market. GitHub Copilot is here. So within 1 year, they made a lot of improvements. So in 2023, they have been pushed into public, and there is something new coming up which is called GitHub Copilot X. That's going to be a game changer at the moment. Now, when you compare the features with the chat gpt, this is how it looks like. It's almost similar, but again the good thing is like whatever you put on the chat gpt, it has been shared with the public llm models, and your data sh- used to get trained for chat gpt. But in GitHub Copilot, all of your data is secured. You have the right to choose to share it or not. So that's the beauty of GitHub Copilot over here. And at the moment, GitHub Copilot do support Visual Studio, NeoVim, Visual Studio Code, JetBrains, right? Now, the main feature is something like, as I told you, it shows you alternative codes. It will help you to refill the code. It will help you to convert the commands into your code. So you just need to type the comment, it will change it. So this is how it works. So it's basically all works on the OpenAI Cortex model and basically LLMs. Again, we will have another session to talk about LLMs and everything. So I just want to give you a brief introduction about what really happening at the moment, right? So yeah, so this is basically some demo about what I literally shown you. This is like some keyboard shortcut. And again, don't worry about all these slides. I will be sharing with you later. So these are some statistics about GitHub Copilot and how this is going to be worked, right? So you can see 88% of faster code completion rate has been done over here. So this is pretty crazy. How many of you people think that okay, learning Copilot is something crazy? All right. So this is pretty crazy. 88% of faster development. So this is why companies are adopting GitHub Copilot these days. So I hope you get some idea about what really happening in the tech industries, right? So this is crazy. How many of you people think that okay, this is crazy? Do you think that okay, learning Copilot is something important these days? Do you think that okay, it is like a mandatory skill going to be there? Because what really happened is like GitHub launched, I think it has not launched it to public. So they send me a GitHub Copilot beta certification. So they even launched a certification just for the GitHub Copilot. So you know where it is actually heading to, right? So I can see that okay, a few comments popping up over here is like this is going to be a game changer and this is going to be something crazy. All right. So by saying that, maybe I'll just take 2 more profiles, then I will wind up the session, because there is like a lot of things going on right now. I know that it's been already 1 hour past 30 minutes. Yaksh Shiny Coder. As Shub told, this is like going to be crazy powerful. This is something crazy. Like, you've been using GitHub Copilot since 3 months. Yes, even I've been using it for like last 1 year. Been seeing the change literally, like how fast it has been changed in the past. Yeah, in the past couple of months. So this is something crazy. All right, so let's get done with the code review. Again, this is something special. I know that you have been using the open source version. The card is really good as well. um oh, I like this animation, but the problem is like you should describe what you're doing. For example, few things is missing. For example, who you are, what kind of developer you are, what you do, what tech stack you're familiar with, or some of the projects which you want to share with the people. So that would be much more interesting for people like me to see and understand what kind of developer you are. And again, when I scroll bottom, I will be able to see a few more thing, uh, like your graphs, your repositories, and all the stuffs. That's another thing. But yeah, so you have to be, for example, you've been contributing like 3,600 contribution for straight 1 year, right? Now you to explore more of the code review part. So if you would like to be part of any of the repos or projects, let me know. So, or if you find any interesting projects in the GSOG, try to reach out the admin and be a maintainer. That would be great. Or you can literally go and work on bigger repositories, like if you search Airflow. So all of these particular applications are open sourced, so you can work on any of these repositories and you can be part of that. This many companies do provide you swags and goodies, you being part of that particular repositories or something like that, right? Okay. Okay, I hope you take my review in a very good sense. It's all about improvising it, right? So now, what I will be doing is like, I want to talk you about few more things. How exactly you can do a personal branding? How exactly the thing is working over here? So I'm just sharing few things. So I know that as a developer, you are doing really great because I can see the leaderboard and how the contribution is looks like. So, but the thing is like, are you being personal brand, or are you talking about that in your social media channels? Are you utilizing it or not? So this is the where the question comes. For example, whenever you see something interesting, share it with the people. Make sure that you are the one first person who share with the people, because the Halloween thing happened and I was like, okay, I should write a post about it. So I literally wrote a post. So I do understand that sometimes if you start posting right now, you may not get a lot of likes or something. But again, we do have amazing Discord channel, and we have specific tech channel for sharing all the links or your learnings and sharings in the LinkedIn, Twitter, or something like that. So please do share it over there, so people will definitely like your post. That's how you build the network. So what I want to try to show you is like, whenever you do achieve something related to a coding platform, build a network, because you are in a community. So try to utilize the feature. For example, when you take a certification, provide this kind of thing. So again, you get a lot of traction when you use this kind of badges. And if you feel like, okay, nobody is liking your comment and you don't have enough motivation, try to do some polls here and there, because polls in LinkedIn get a lot of attraction to the users. And again, you might be wondering like, if you are the first time, you won't get any much thing. Again, I've been posting from like 2021, and hardly I used to get one like or two likes. Still is two or three likes on the Twitter, because I've never been consistent. So the key of these things are like, when you be consistent on things. And I can see that many of you are really consistent in coding, but you are not when you, in terms of when you want to share that thing in your public platform. So what you do is like, whenever the events like this happen, so what I do is like, I schedule the entire thing for the next week. So I don't have to be sit in front of the thing, in front of my computer to schedule on particular time or something like that. So you can use any of the social media scheduler, and you can select some couple of accounts over here. So right now what I'm doing is like, I'm scheduling this into my GitHub page, sorry, LinkedIn page. So I'm just going to publish it. So it kind of publish. I don't have to go to my LinkedIn profile and see what really happened over there, or how really that thing is happening, right? So this is how you have to do in terms of sharing your achievements or something like that in the public platform. So my entire point is something like, along with building the networking or peers or trying to follow people, it's also important that you create content in the social media applications, irrespective of Twitter, Instagram, whichever social media platform. When you be consistent for like 6 to 7 months, you are definitely going to get some output of out of it. So maybe at the moment, set some goals like, you okay, you need some 1,000 followers in the first month or something like that. So eventually you will get there. For example, what really happens is like, just give me a minute. So what really happens is like, when you share, there will be other people who get benefits of it. So, and when you connect it with the right set of audience mind, you will see a more similar post which is like influencing you rather than making you desk. For example, when you see that okay, people joining Google and LinkedIn, you eventually get okay, oh my god, I'm in depression, why I'm not getting a job like that in Google or something like that. So what you need to do is like, whenever you share, make a content, share with the people, let them comment. So I'm just sharing you the particular LinkedIn thing over here, so you can click over here, you can give me a feedback on how the particular event was is all about, and I will select a few people from here, and I will be providing some uh, free offer for you guys. I'm not revealing what is that is all about. So that's all about the game of LinkedIn, or that's all about the game of GitHub or LinkedIn, any platform which you're using. It is, it's also important to be best in that particular platform. Same similar way, it's also important to be active in those platforms. So by saying that, I want you guys to go and search about GitHub Next. So over here you will be able to see what's coming in the GitHub Next for the next couple of years, and what GitHub is researching at the moment. So you will get ahead of the track. So this would be my suggestion for this particular session, and I would be really grateful if you can. So you can see over here, there is like GitHub Spark. Now there is something called Learning Sandbox is coming out. So now you can write a content about this thing. Because many people never know about it, right? So you guys know about GitHub Spark because I might have told you, and even this was a new learning for me. I never knew that Sandbox is coming. So my next post would be something like this. So by saying that, sharing you the LinkedIn link over here, I would like to get the feedback over here. So I would like to see what you think about this particular session, or do you want more shorter version of this particular session or something like that. So by saying that, thank you for joining this 1 hour 40-minute section. I think this is one of the longest session I ever did in my life, and you guys been really nice and responding in the chat box, so I could do it for maybe for next 1 hour as well. But I do appreciate your time for giving to me at the moment. So thank you for joining this particular session, and I will be sharing you the link and everything in the newsletters later, or maybe in the GSOC discussion. So you can grab all the links which I have shared in this particular session today. So don't forget about, or you can come back into this particular live session, which is also recorded and available later if you have missed anything. So by saying that, thank you for joining this live stream. Really great that you've been part of the JSOC team and been an amazing contributor. You guys keeps me amazing every time. So thank you for joining from different part of the world, and I will catch you in next time, next meeting. So meanwhile, just contribute and get the new campaign. You get free 500 points and new badges, and along with that, free tickets to Web3 conference, which is happening in the Goa, India. All right. By saying that, thank you for joining. Bye.